Welcome to Wild Camp number 16. It's 5th of November 2018. I'm on a bit of a stealth camp tonight. I'm near Silverdale in Lancashire. There's a place called Jenny Brown's Point. I'm on a grassy promontory well above the sea, so I'll not get washed away. I'm going to wait till the sun starts to go down, and then I'll put my tent up. I think I'll probably cook my dinner in the car rather than carry it down here. The car is just up at the top there. It's a little bit exposed. Anybody walking past along that road there who looks down will see me, but I'm hoping that nobody's going to come past. Not me, mate. Eh? Not if you can see. But in front of us here is the remains of what was an attempt to seal off part of Morecambe Bay. Hey, what's the matter? Can we come in? Oh. What you see are the remains of an attempt to seal off Morecambe Bay. The idea was that they could stop the tide coming and going. They could reclaim a lot of land, use it for grazing. So a company was formed, the Morecambe Bay Company. I think it's the century before last. Actually, I can't remember when. And they dug a quarry on the other side of the road, put a tunnel underneath the road, and commenced to build what I suppose is a causeway, I guess. Tens of thousands of tons of rock. Tens of thousands of tons of rock were transported and dumped into the bay. Goodness knows how long it took them. Eventually the causeway stretched out probably about a quarter of a mile. Then it turned left. You can just see the remnants of it over there. The people who were building it raised a lot of money to fund it, and they were confident they were going to succeed. However, the tide had different ideas. And one night they had a tremendous storm. And the causeway was breached. Not put off by this, they raised some more money, but eventually they realised it was hopeless, and they gave up. And all that's left now is this big pile of rocks. Every time the tide comes in, it levels off the sand, and then the streams which wend their way into the bay cut a fresh channel every day, and those channels can change. It's a very dangerous place to go walking. I did actually walk across there one time, about 15 years ago. We walked from Morecambe across to Grange over Sands. Big group of us. We raised some money for cancer research. We had a guide who took us. We were a long way out. I remember as we came past Jenny Brown's Point, you could hardly see it. We were that far out into the bay. It's about 9 miles altogether to go across. Very good day out. The weather was nice. We ended up having to wade through a river, the River Kent. Came up to thigh, about a thigh deep. That was exciting. For the people who weren't quite so tall, there was a tractor to take you across. So I'm going to wait here now. Just wait till it starts to go dark. Get my tent up. Hopefully I won't get disturbed, and hopefully I won't get washed away. This time of year you've got at least 12 hours of darkness. Long time to spend in a tent. I'll stay up as late as I can. When I wake up in the morning, I'll just pack up to get away. The tide's completely out now, but slowly, over the next few hours, it'll come back in. All these little rivers will stop flowing, and the tide will push them back up where they came from, and the whole area will be covered in sea. Okay, that's the tent up. It's 6 o'clock, completely dark. I can hear the fireworks going off in Morecambe. Lassie's asleep in the tent. She's had her dinner. Got my lantern lit, hanging from the tree. Get some dinner on now, I think. Just sit here, watch the red light splashing. Might be able to see a lighthouse somewhere, probably can't. Just looking at the lights of Morecambe Bay. Perfect evening really, no wind, not cold. Nothing's going to fall on my tent. Looking forward to my dinner. It's going to be a good night. That's a little gas mantle by Gellert. If you have it on a .450 Coleman bottle, will burn for at least 10 hours minimum. This is the third night I've used it. That's a nice light. You can use it in the tent, don't think there's any problem. Enough ventilation. The noise of the mantle is about the only thing I can hear. It really is very quiet here. Makes a change because there's been no wind. Sitting here looking across Morecambe Bay on the 5th of November, listening to the fireworks going off. Sounds like the distant rumble of guns. And on this Sunday the 11th of November, it'll be exactly 100 years since the guns of the First World War fell silent. In commemoration of all those people who died, I shall be making the trip to the top of Great Gable, where they have a Remembrance Day service. It'll be my 7th time. I hope it's not my last. But to think that 100 years ago, all those people died in the mud and the horror. They make out like it was some sort of jolly show, and it wasn't. Horrid. Men killing each other any way they could. Gas, hand-to-hand fighting, underground mines destroying all hillsides, massive guns killing at a distance, young men with the rifles and the bayonets and their uncomfortable, damp, cold uniforms running into a hail of bullets. They were brave. We should commemorate them. They gave up their lives. They said it was the war to end all wars. 20 years later, it all started again. With a load of new horrors, as yet unthought of. So it's nice just to be able to sit here, minding my own business, in the glow of the lantern, thinking about what I'm going to have for my tea, thinking about the glass of wine I'm going to have later, listen to a bit of music. Regular wild camp, really. You just got to make the effort. Get out there. Go and do it. I don't know if the camera's picking up those explosions. It's one of the very few festivals that's not fallen foul of the PC Brigade. Guy Fawkes Night. Celebrate the burning of the stake, burning at the stake of a French Catholic. You think that would have got knocked on the head years ago, wouldn't you? Crikey. Anyway, certainly hasn't. Showing no sign of falling. Showing no sign of falling off. Showing no sign of losing its popularity. Every year it seems to get longer and longer. Not Guy Fawkes Night now, it's Guy Fawkes Week. I've been watching a couple of videos on YouTube. Show us your steak. It's based around Mental Health Awareness Week. Saying that if you talk about your mental health issues, it'll make it better. Saying that men don't like to speak about mental health issues. Well, 100 years ago this week, men were coming back from France and Belgium. Men who'd seen unspeakable horrors. And you quite often hear people say, when he came back he never spoke about it. People today say that this post-traumatic stress disorder, there's another name for it in the First World War. I don't know what it was. Basically, men who were just bloody scared to death, seeing terrible things, hearing terrible things. They didn't speak about it because they didn't want to relive it. They wanted to get away from it, not talk about it. Perhaps things are different today. Perhaps we have a new way of thinking. Some people on YouTube have opened up about their mental health issues, anxiety, brought upon by stress. Stress where your body's telling you, get away from this. Whatever you have to do, just get away from it. People did get away, and people can walk away from their problems, can walk away from stress. Makes them feel better. I hate this job. I'm going to get another job. I'm much happier now. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm much happier. Why I ever did that job, I'll never know. Men in the war couldn't just walk away from it. They were trapped. If they tried to walk away from it, they put them against the wall and shot them. That's why they don't want to talk about it. Empty spaces in the line when they were coming down the ships. People never returned. The bodies never found. And what did they return to? There was no help for them. The whole thing was a horrible waste of time. But we shouldn't disrespect the people who went through it. We shouldn't say, oh, we're going to paint over this mural. because it glorifies war. Bloody stupid thing to say. Somebody's having a right old time over there with them fireworks. Must be costing them a bloody fortune. And we're getting a free show. Oh, goodness gracious, that's a loud one. Fortunately, the dog's not bothered. Doesn't care about them. Funny, isn't it? The other dog used to go bloody mental. Wanted to go and chase them. The first dog just hid under the bed, wouldn't come out. This one, it's not even fazed by it. Just going to listen to the fireworks going off for a while. Really, it's pretty impressive. I guess we're looking at Morecambe over there. Morecambe and probably Fleetwood. Then beyond, although we can't see Blackpool Tower, Blackpool's over there somewhere. I suspect that's where the big displays are. There goes the train, coming over Ironside Viaduct. Tonight's menu is mashed potatoes, a little bit of cheese sauce, put that in with the mash, gives a bit of flavour. We've also got some butter and salt. So where can we get that? Don't mind my spoon. There it is. Butter and salt. Bit of grass. There it goes. Come on, don't get the bloody stove. Kettle's boiling. Put the salt in. Put the lid back on. Put that there. Put that there. Take the kettle off. Boiling nicely. Put on the really quickly. Some sausages. going to be all I can fit in there. That's a shame. Right up a bit. Got to a professional now. Bring it down. Bloody things. More comfortable positions. Sitting down in a bloody tent. Especially when you've got bloody long legs. Like mine. Knock everything over. I'll have to kneel up. Whoa, Nelly. Oh. Whoa! That's how you get bloody tent. That'll never do. Things that you want, you never bloody find them. There's the bloody thing. The bit you want. I'm going to sit on the edge of the beach and eat this. Listen to the fireworks. Many of these sausages take their time, otherwise they'll be bloody raw. Although they are quite small, they are quite thin, and I better just knock this off for the time being. Okay, boiled again. Water, mashed potatoes. Sounds like the mantle is just about to go out. Like it is. There it goes. Not bad, I've had 10 hours out of it. Lovely mash. Oh, shut up you. Turn it off. Spluttering to a death. That's it. Put it on full brightness. Where's my plate? Plate. Oh shit. There's leave for my dinner. Be careful with these, the bloody dog will have these away. Little bugger. Got that. Right. Bangers and mash. Can't beat it. I've put my night light on so I don't ruin my night vision. Well, actually, it's not as dark out there as I think it might be. There's a faint glow. Quite cloudy. I think the lights from the city is just reflecting off the clouds, giving it a faint glow. Anyway, I've gone on to what do they call it? Silent running. In the old films, when the submarine went on to silent running, They also made all the lights red. God knows why. It's not as though you can look over the side of a ship and see a submarine underwater with lights shining. I think they just did it for effect. Anyway, I've gone on to silent running. The fireworks are still going off. They reached a crescendo about 15 minutes ago. We were at least 5 miles from Morecambe, probably 10 miles from Blackpool. And you can hear them. You can hear them. So God knows how loud it must be when they're up close. Little girl fast asleep down here somewhere. Where is she? There she is. No, you can't see her. She's completely unfazed by the fireworks. Hasn't even paid them any attention whatsoever. We've just had quite a dramatic flyby. 2 Royal Air Force Chinooks went over about 15 minutes ago. The propellers have got little lights built into them, so you can make out that each helicopter had 2 sets of rotor blades. I had my head torch on and I looked up and thought, oh Christ, they probably think I'm trying to dazzle them. So I quickly covered it up. Can't be too careful today. If they thought I was trying to dazzle them, all they have to do is radio my location back and there'll be a bloody drone coming in through tent flap. They don't bloody want that. Getting back to this mental health awareness week. I don't know anything about mental health. Government's investing millions of pounds in it, so it's obviously important, and I feel sorry for people who have got any kind of ill health, mental or otherwise. It'd be terrible for people who are mentally ill. People have these nervous breakdowns. Can't imagine what it must be like. Can't imagine it. But if you do have mental health issues and you are prepared to talk about it, then I take my hat off to you. I suppose it must be a relief. Like Monty Python said, get it out in the open. I know I have. There's charities where you can go, seek help. Mind is one, apparently. Don't really know what to say about it. I'll have to watch some more YouTube videos, see if I can form an opinion. I guess if you can go through life without any illness, you've been lucky. say that some people suffer tragedy in their life that affects them. My father's grieving at the moment. He will get better. He will get over it. You just forget, don't you? You have photographs of people to remember what they were like, what they looked like. Eventually the memory fades. People do have tragedies in their life. Other people are born with the tragedy, spend all their life with it. But you'll realise how lucky you are. You realise how you should do. Grasp the situation. Get out and do it. When you get one bloody chance. Anyway, I'm going to have a glass of wine. See if I can bloody cheer up. Supposed to be a happy occasion, this. Not now I'm not talking about all this stuff. I'm certainly not qualified. Anyway, I think I'll stay on silent running. It reminds me of when I used to develop my own films. Before we had digital cameras, we had film cameras, and one of the films you could buy, a black and white film, was Ilford FP 100, I think it was. You used to load it into your camera, load the cassette into your camera, pull a few inches of the film out, wrap it around the take-up spool, shut the back to make it light, tight, wind it on a couple of times until you got to so you had a blank frame to work with. Take your picture. It was either 12, 24 or 36 in a roll. 36 would last you a couple of months, so it'd last you a holiday. And you used to come home, climb under the bed sheets, take the film out, wind the film back into the cassette, but not completely. You have to leave the edge sticking out. You have to leave the trailing end sticking out, and then get under the bloody duvet, open the camera, get the bloody cassette out, unspool the film and feed it into a much larger cassette, a ratchet cassette that used to sit inside a waterproof, airtight plastic canister with a hole in the top so you could add the chemicals. And used to, once you successfully wound it into this new cassette and screwed the lid down properly, you could come out from under the bed sheets and mix your chemicals up. It had to be a certain dilution. It had to be a certain temperature. It smelled like cat piss. And you poured it into the cassette, into the light, tight box, and agitated the film for so long. And you poured that away into a container where you could keep it, and it smelled like cat piss again. And then you had to pour another liquid in, which was called a fixer, which stopped the film from developing any further. And then the final process was you had to rinse it all in water to get rid of all the fixer. And then you had to pour some another liquid in, which was called a fixer, which stopped the film from developing any further. And then the final process was you had to rinse it all in water to get rid of all the fixer. And then And when you've done that, you could open your light tight box and hang your film up to dry on a piece of string with a clothes peg. And you couldn't wait to see if any of them had come out. Anyway, it's wine time. Right, I've got my wine, and I've now got a little flicker which will enable me to turn the camera on and off remotely. It's got two buttons and I don't know which one is which, so that'll probably not bloody work. Anyway, I'm coming off silent running. I'm going, well, I can work. Oh, that's better. Coming off silent running. I'm going on to ordinary running. You know, this is the best bit of bloody camping. This. You've had all the messing about getting your tent up, trying to stick the tent pegs in, moving it this way, moving it that way, making sure you keep all your gear together, don't lose any bags, make sure you don't lose any tent pegs, get the inner up, stretch that out nicely, stretch that out now. I'm going to just turn the thing right. Oh yeah, it's pointing at me. Get the inner up, stretch that out nicely. Putting the inner up's always a bloody pain. I can never get this one up correct. So you get all that done. Then you go on the palaver of making your dinner. Trying to get comfortable. You're kneeling down trying to do it. You're sitting down trying to do it. You can't get comfortable. Finally get your dinner done. Very nice. Yes, I enjoyed that. Try and put everything away, just in case disaster strikes in the middle of the night and you have to make a hasty retreat, like if the tide comes in. I wake up and the tide comes in, I have to get out of here, so I need to know where one or two things are. Particularly my car keys. So you get all that sorted out. And then when I take my shoes off, I always tie the laces together. I once had a nasty experience where I lost one shoe. That's another story. So you finally get everything sorted. You're not worrying about anybody coming down and disturbing you. The dog's nice and settled. Get your nice glass of wine out. Wine. Settle back. Just chill out. Feel mellow. And then in the quiet bits, you can hear something outside the tent. You think, what the hell is that? So you think, ah, it's stupid. Nothing. Who's going to bloody come here? Who's going to throw a rock down from up there onto my tent? Ridiculous bloody thought. What's happening? Oh, somebody idiot's knocking about. I've left my car up there, so it's a bit of a giveaway. And I've gone on to white light, so the tent will be bloody shining like a Berisha beacon. like fireworks. I've never known anything like it. Anyway, I just poked my head outside the tent into the what do they call it? Not the awning, the porch. And there was a bloody great big beetle on my plate, and it wasn't Paul McCartney. It was a beetle. Trying to eat my bloody mashed potatoes. Tell you, not bloody safe. I'm going to try and find my remote control and just stop the recording if I can. Have a look. Which one do I press? Oh. Well, good morning. It's 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't normally get up this early, but because it's a bit of a stealth camp, I want to get away before people come out. We'll be out walking the dogs. Oh, normally I'd have a lie until about 8. Wouldn't you, Millie? Hey? Hey? What are you doing? Get out of my sleeping bag, you dope. What are you playing at? That's my sleeping bag, not yours. Yeah, normally I'd have a lie until about 8 and then have a coffee, but no, I don't want to do that. Might be embarrassing. So, I'm going to get packed up, get back to my car, have a cup of coffee when I get back to the car, drive home. I'll be home by 8. One thing this tent does need, it needs a hook in the middle there so I can suspend the light. It's a bit what are you doing, you? It's my bloody sleeping bag, not yours. Come on, get in your own bed. I think the dog slept well. She wasn't shivering. She had a coat on. She had my down jacket underneath her. And she had an American Airlines sleeping blanket over her. I think she was alright. It wasn't actually a cold night. I woke up at about, I don't know, 1 o'clock maybe? I don't know what time it was. I can hear this flapping. All the fireworks had gone quiet. I hear this flapping, flap, 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 flap. What the hell is it? I opened the front of the tent up, peeked out, and the tide had come in. It was lapping against the rocks. It was a good way away from where I was, so I wasn't going to get wet. But it's amazing. All there was when I went to bed was a great big expanse of dry sand as far as the eye could see. And then a couple of hours later, the bloody tide was lapping up my door. Anyway, enough of this bullshit. Time to get up, get something done. Well, good morning again. Got my tent packed up. I left the site just as the sky was starting to lighten. I left no trace. I checked around as best I could with my head to it, I couldn't see anything. I've seen a couple of motorhomes camping overnight. There was one down the lane where I was parking my car. as I went past. There was quite a lot of damage on the side of it. And then just further down the lane there was an enormous, great big limestone gate post led over at the side of the road. So it looks like it's hit that. It must not be able to see properly because it's quite a narrow lane. So he's cracked it. I expect he'll be keen to get away before the owner wakes up and finds out what's happened. What do I think of dark night camping? Well, last night really was a perfect night. There was no wind. No wind. It was warm. It was actually 10 degrees when I woke up this morning. There was no rain. I had a good pitch, nice and level. But you're in the tent for too long. That's the problem. When I'm in that sleeping bag, I'm fine. I can fall asleep and sleep all night. But it's the bit before you go to bed. You can't sit up properly. You can't kneel properly. Too uncomfortable. I need something that goes into the tent which will support my back. That way then I can read a book, watch a movie. Going to bed early is not a problem because you've got to be up early to get away if you're doing a bit of stealth camping. Although it doesn't seem to be bothering these motorhomes. However, when you're in a tent, you're looked upon differently. So, all in all, it was a success. I've done it. I camped out in November. I camped at Jenny Brown's Point. I'm glad I came. One or two things to think about for the next time I camp. I put the tent up alright in the dark. I had my lantern lit, it gave a lot of light. The weather was kind. I think if you're going to come camping on these dark nights, just pay good attention to the weather forecast. The reason I came last night was because for today they give strong winds, or stronger winds. I didn't want that, so I thought, well, I'll go when I did. Like a break in the weather almost. So pay good attention to the weather forecast. I'm lucky I can come anytime. What's the name of the channel? So, all in all, a success. Until the next time, cheerio.